Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Single Dads podcast. Great to be back. Obviously, another week in. Where do the weeks go? I say it all the time, but they just absolutely vanish. And before you know it, here we are. Another recording session with another great guest. Today we've got Jay on the Single Dads podcast. He's not a dad, but he's got an incredible story that, I think a lot of blokes will probably appreciate. Maybe he's gone through, or they're at that point of where they go, shit, this is like a realization point. I need to turn around. Jay's got an incredible story. He's doing incredible things now. And it's like, yeah, I heard this story and we've had a conversation. I was like, fuck me. This is brilliant. So, with the best part of it. So, Jay, I'll hand it over to you. Tell everybody a bit about yourself and what's going on.
Yeah. So, my name's Jay. A little bit about myself is 13 months yesterday yesterday was 13 months sober for me. So January 2025, I made the change that something had to change in my life. I didn't like the person I was becoming. I got lost and made a lot of questionable life choices prior to then. I was quite in deep with the alcohol situation, and also cocaine was my vices. And I've always had a kind of overactive ADHD brain. And for me, I was still wanting to be Jack the Lad, and Jack the Lad got me to a point where I almost didn't want to be on this planet anymore.
Okay. Wow.
When it came round January, I was on Instagram and I seen my coach, who I'm with just now. He popped up a video, and it was him running up the stairs, a big, massive, fat belly. And he said, basically, anybody can change. So I reached out to him and got a game plan call, spoke to him, told him that I wanted to change. I kind of gave him everything that I was going to do. I promised him the world, and he basically came back to me and said, I'll believe it when I see it. And he has.
Okay, fair.
He has. So,
Yeah.
So over the 13 months where I've been is unbelievable. So I started off at 93 kilos, severely overweight in the obese category.
Yeah.
And I went on to kind of cut dieting phase with Cal.
Okay.
Now, this was more for me to get my discipline to the gym and, of course, lose weight. So about 3 months into the program, we decided that, do you know what? This could really help people in terms, obviously, of telling my story and showing people what just can be done in such a short space of time. So I decided that I was going to fly over to Thailand, because that's where he's based. So I flew over to Thailand at the end of June to finish off my cut and to do a photo shoot and also another podcast.
Okay.
By that time, I'd lost 23 kilos, so I got down to 70 kilograms. And within that time frame as well, some amazing things happened to me. So when I went over there, I was part of an elephant rescue mission. So when we went, I went to do a bit of volunteering. Yeah, it really, really was. It really was. I went to do a bit of volunteering with the elephant sanctuary in Phuket.
Nice.
And while I was there, they came and said that there was an elephant that they were going to rescue and bring back to the sanctuary. Her name was Tongurai, and they asked if we wanted to go and be a part of it. So I was like, yeah, 100%. Like, how many people in the world can say that they've been part of a rescue mission for an elephant? Probably less than 1%. So
I mean, that's unreal. When you see it on the telly and things, you see it in nature programs, what they say, do you want to come and be part of this rescue? Fucking hell, yeah. Let's fucking 100%. Have it.
Yeah, exactly. And then because I actually stayed on for an extra day for it as well. So when we got there, the elephant was kind of chained up and stuff, and it wasn't as bad as I expected it, but it wasn't nice at all. So we were there with kind of the Thai locals and the mahouts and so on and so forth, and there was Tongurai. So we got Tongurai on the truck or the lorry, whatever you want to call it, and they asked, "Do you want to ride with her?" And I was like, "What?" So they allowed us to go in the back with her.
Right. Okay.
And we were at the top on the motorway with this elephant,
right.
And it's just, do you know when you see it in when you look at
Do you know what that reminds me of straight away? You know the
Oh.
scene in The Hangover where he's got the giraffe and he's driving along. I mean, I'm not saying that that's happened to that
It's
elephant,
very
but
much that.
that's where my mind's gone straight away. Just going down the road.
Yeah, it's pretty much that. That's what it was like. And it was such a surreal moment. It was such a surreal moment. And I was thinking to myself, is this sobriety? Honestly, Stephen, it is. It genuinely is, because that to me is something that I would never have thought about if I
Yeah,
was still drinking and still taking drugs. So the way I look at it is, ever since I decided to go sober, so much good things have happened to me. So
yeah,
to kind of to circle back from where we were at Thailand, once I'd done my podcast, and I kind of didn't know where to go from there, because of course I've got sober, I've got the looking and the shape of my life, but my confidence still wasn't there. So
yeah,
I was like, there's something missing. And then I was passed on to Jude Daunt, who has done the Unbreakable Mindset methodology, and
yeah.
had a look at
Quality
it.
woman. Yeah,
Unbelievable. She really, really
yeah,
is. She really
yeah,
is.
yeah,
Her support is second to none with it, to be honest with you. It's like,
yeah,
I've never, apart from my coach Cal, from a support perspective, in terms obviously of how she offers it and how she delivers it, it's second to none.
yeah.
And the actual methodology itself, it works. It genuinely works. So
Mm-hmm.
I've
It does,
I
yeah.
put myself through that course because I wanted to do it for myself first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
However, I knew that I wanted to be able to help other people. Now, not necessarily people that have an issue or an addiction or whatever it may be. In actual fact,
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate the word addiction. I hate recovery, whatever it may be, because that's what I was labelled as.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't recognize myself as an addict. I just see myself as someone that has simply got lost and simply needed someone just to tell me how to get better. That's all. Rather than,
Give you that I believe it when I see it moment.
pretty much, yeah. And it's sad to think, because a lot of people out there, a lot of men specifically, they don't want to, they'd rather stay in that cycle of
Mm-hmm.
a functioning alcoholic, a functioning addict, function whatever it may be, rather than actually come out and call themselves, say they've got a problem, because of the negative connotations that it comes with. Regards to, obviously, like, when people think of addicts, they think of 12-step process, they think of rehab, they think of recovery, they think of you're an addict the rest of your life, you're powerless, you're this, that, and the next thing. That is not the case. That is
No.
not the case. And I don't believe that anybody should ever feel like that. And I wanted to kind of try and find a way where I could incorporate fitness, mindset, and sobriety in the
Yeah.
one package as such. I knew that the Unbreakable Mindset method would be part of that. So I put myself through it, firstly to try and fix myself and try and understand where my thought processes were going,
Yeah.
how to understand how to reframe, unpack all the issues that I had. Because I
Mm-hmm.
mean, before I started doing the course, I did realize that something had to change, but I didn't realize that a lot of me had to change, because what I find happens, and what people are kind of certainly worried about since I've been speaking with, is when sobriety they think is boring. Sobriety they think is something that has to be the last cause or the only option out for yourself, because you lose your identity as such. Now, it's true. It is true. You lose the identity that you had, not who you are. Because if we think about it from a perspective of your identity with alcohol, with substances, is that actually you, or is that actually the alcohol or any of the substances that you're using? And in my opinion, it is definitely the alcohol and the substances that create an identity for you.
Yeah.
So
But
when you remove them,
it's the why, isn't it? It's the why that you have the
uh-huh.
alcohol. It's the why the drugs, because what's that suppression in here that's keeping
Hmm.
you to go back? Because what is that thing that you don't want to deal with? That
Yep.
issue that you don't want to take control of? That belief
Yep.
that you don't want to look into? And it's funny you said right at the very start, Coach Cal, I believe it when I see it. Well, actually, I am going to do it this time. That's that.
Yeah.
That's that mindset straight away gone. I'm going to change. I'm going to prove you wrong. He's done that as if to say, well, come on then, show me. Show me what you show
100%.
me. Show me what your mindset's like. Show me what you can do. Show me how you can take part. Show me what you're all about. Put your money where your mouth is. And this is the thing. And this is what I like to say for like men. If you say that to them, a lot of them go, "All right, let's fucking have it." Well, yeah, come
Yeah.
on then, let's go. Because we are egotistical, and we do need that sometimes. It's that push to say, you already can do it. You've just got to push yourself through that barrier, through that limit, to that next point. And you've done, all this time. Then you've gone, fucking hell, I'm going to rescue an elephant. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do something else. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're going to go back to Thailand. You're going to go do all these amazing things because you've actually chosen that path. You've just lost your way. The drugs and alcohol have been at a point where you think that's a coping mechanism. It might have been at the start. The drinking it might have been that slight little coping mechanism. I'll have a can, that'll chill me out. It'll take me down. It'll do this, it'll do that. A few a week, okay, not a problem. But you know yourself. You can tell me how many units you were drinking a week, how much cocaine you were doing a week. Do you know what I mean? And, you can only tell us. I don't know that fact.
So yeah, that is a big one. I mean, don't get me wrong, when I first started, when I was first introduced, I was about 16 to cocaine, and
Okay.
I actually remember it as if it was yesterday. We were in someone's house, and I was kind of mucking about with the older crew as such, the older gang or whatever you want to call them. And it was the first time I'd ever seen it. I hadn't even heard of it before, if I'm honest with
Right,
you.
okay.
And I think for me, I've always had an issue with how people perceive me when I was younger, all the way up to the top. So the first opportunity of someone saying, do you want some? I was thinking to myself, how cool am I going to look in front of these guys that are like 3 years, 4 years older than me? So it must have been the smallest of lines, about this size. And I was flying for what felt like days, and I'll never forget it. My mum was actually working night shift, so I was like, jackpot, never going to get caught. But my brother was there, so I was like, shit, how am I going to navigate this? And I managed to. And I think, but I mean, that was the first time, and then I didn't really take it for another kind of year or two after that. But I always remembered that first time, and then things started to, I don't want to say go downhill for me, because I thoroughly enjoyed most of my younger years. But when I was 18, I started with a sales company, which was like the Wolf of Wall Street, if I'm honest with you. It was a bunch of of grown men that are well older than me. Like, at least they've got at least 10 years on me. And I was this tiny little 18-year-old wee fat Scottish guy walking in and thinking that I knew it all. And I got slapped down very, very quickly. However, my limited belief of what other people think of me really showed prominent there. So anything you can do, I want to do. So we work hard, we party harder. That was my ethos for so long. And I used to tell my staff that your salary pays your bills and your bonus pays your lifestyle. My way of saying that had an undertone of, your bonus pays for your party lifestyle. Like, that's the way I always looked at it. I looked up to kind of all these high flyers that you've seen, like the Wolf of Wall Street when you watched it. Like, it's so similar to the way we were. Like, come Friday, it would be straight to the boozer. Who's getting the bags in? Who's this? Often than not, it was myself that would get it in, because I wanted to look like that cool guy. Like, I wanted to be the guy that people talk about. I wanted to be the guy that's in the same cubicle as another guy taking a line. Like,
Giving it 10 out on a Friday. Yeah.
And it's ridiculous when you think of it like that. Like, but that kind of started to spiral. And then what I'm very, very good at doing is running away from my problems.
Okay. Yeah.
And what happened was, I had this amazing opportunity to go and work with TUI, and then subsequently Thomas Cook as well. So I was over in Tenerife. And I was doing the youth program. So I was that guy that was doing the bar crawls, boat parties, paint parties, you name it. I was out 6 days a week.
Yeah.
It was mental. It was heavy. And it was the best season of my life. However, when I moved to Gran Canaria, when the second season, the winter season came in, that's kind of when the 9 months in Tenerife took its toll on me.
Yeah.
It was around about Christmas time. 23rd of December, actually. Again, I remember it like yesterday. That's the day I was sent home, or that's the day I got a flight home, because on the 22nd, now again, I can't remember this from Adam Marie. I was told this, and I have to believe them. As I got that blind drunk and taking cocaine and whatever, I tried to jump off a balcony.
Wow. Okay.
And then when I was getting pulled into, or when I was getting put into my room, they elbowed someone and gave them a black eye. Like, it was horrible, man. Like I woke up, and I'm ashamed to say it, but I'm going to say it because there's so many people out there, so many men out there that this is quite clearly happened to. Like, I woke up and there was piss everywhere. It was just minging. Like, I woke sick, shit, everything. Like everything that could have happened to me happened to me. And then I woke up the next morning and I was like, what on earth am I doing now? That should be someone's turning point. Of course it should be someone's turning point.
Because that's massive. I mean, that's massive to be looking at being pulled off the railings on a balcony to say that you're going to jump off, however high it is. It doesn't matter how high it is. All right, it might have just been a bloody second window. It's still, when you're in that state, you still that could have been the end of you,
100%.
quite strongly. You've probably don't remember how many units of alcohol you've had. You probably don't remember how many lines you had at that same point. Obviously, you said you don't recollect it, and it's kind of like you woke up and gone, "What the happened to me last night?"
I didn't. Honestly, I didn't remember a thing. But I had that slight feeling that, well, apart from the piss and shit everywhere, I had that feel. I had that feeling in me, like something bad has happened, really, really bad. So I phoned my dad, crying my eyes out, and lucky enough, he got me a flight home. So
how old were you, Jay, at this point? How old were you?
I was 25.
Right,
25,
okay.
25. And then I went back home, and I was like, I just hated, I hated the UK, and I hated being home. Once you get that kind of that travel bug, it's very difficult to go back and settle. So I was lucky enough that I got a job with Thomas Cook. So I flew out to Zante, another party island, and I was doing the exact same thing, excluding the cocaine, if I'm honest with you. And that's purely because you couldn't get it. Like, it was so difficult to get, or I just didn't know who it was to get it. However, I met my ex-girlfriend there. Really, really good season. I won all sorts of awards and stuff for sales. I got the Destination Managers Award, so on and so forth. And then we went to Lapland. So I was in Lapland working for Santa. Is like the best time ever. And then we went, and I've traveled, just kept on traveling and traveling.
You know, when you sort of you were there and you couldn't get hold of cocaine, was there a point in your mind going, do you miss it? Were you bothered about it? Or was it then just solely focused on the alcohol? Were you bothered or not? Or did you think, I really need it? Or it was, what was it like?
So I've often thought about this. So whenever I started, the reason I went to Tenerife from where I was in East Kilbride from my life was so I could get away from it. No one find, and the reason I thought that is because I'm in an environment where it's twoey. Like, you are getting watched like a hawk, left, right, and centre. And I thought that moving my environment would help me with that specific issue. However, the first 2 months or something in Tenerife, right, that they were fine. Like, I didn't talk about it, didn't think about it. Also because I didn't want to mention it to anybody else, any of my other peers, that I take it, because these people were from all over the UK. I was only used to speaking to people that are from East Kilbride or Glasgow, who I knew were already bang on it. So I didn't want to be that person. However, it started, should we get a bag one time? Like, just me and my mate. I'm still good mates with him now. And then that got worse. Now, when I went to Zante, I thought, right, this is it. I'm not going to do it. And I didn't do it. And the thing is, I didn't think about it until 2 weeks before I was flying back to the UK.
Right, okay.
And the first thing I would do would be get 3 for 100 off one of my dealers back in the UK. Because I was sometimes only back for maybe 2 weeks, maximum month at a time. So I had to cram in a lot of that at the time. And I'd started seeing my ex-girlfriend in Zante, and when I was only 3 or 4 months into it, into the
Yeah.
relationship, and then I went home, she went home before we were going to Lapland. And I remember it, like I used to lie to her and tell her lies and stuff that I wasn't out with the boys. I was a horrible person to her, just purely because I still wanted to be that Jack the Lad. I wanted to be that funny guy. I've always been the person that's super, super funny. People want to
Yeah.
talk to me. They think I'm a good laugh. But really, really they were just using me, mate. So that's the way I look at it.
What do you what do you know, or what do you feel that the reason why you had to feel like that? What was that? Was it the attention? Was it something that you wish you'd had when you were younger? Was it missing people? Did you just want to block out some of the noise of some things, or was it how did that?
I think I think for me, it's the fear of not fitting in.
Okay.
I'll tell you the reason why. Again, this is purely just coming from a place of love, and I understand that now. After doing this unbreakable mindset methodology.
Yeah.
So when I was younger, I was raised on constructive criticism.
Okay.
um, where it didn't matter how well I'd done, there was always something I could do better. Now, I totally understand that works for people. However, it wasn't spoken right. It wasn't delivered correctly
Yeah.
to me. So, like, it wouldn't matter if I'd scored 3 goals, if I'd scored a hat trick, if I'd scored 5 goals, if I got man of the match. There would be something that would be found that I could do better. And it was always going, I'll never knowingly give you bad advice, or and it was, to me, I don't know why I couldn't. And I don't know why I couldn't have just have been praised. Like, well done for them 3 goals. I was a really
Yeah.
good player as it is. And I think that's where I've got my limited belief of the fear of fitting in, or the fear of being liked, or being unliked. Like, I'm one of these people.
Looking for justification all the time, looking for that. You're fine. Like wanting somebody to go, you've done a great job, cheers.
Yeah,
But you've
yeah,
always gone, it's never enough. It's never enough. It's never enough. That whip there was always going. Even though
yeah,
you were you're doing 3 goals, the bestseller when you're out in the seasons, you were doing this, you were doing that, you were probably handling all the complaints, doing everything, smashing out the
yeah,
wall. But nobody ever went to you, well done, Jay. You've absolutely battered that. And it's little things like that from your past that, and it's no disrespect to any parent. It's no, there's
no,
no disrespect to anything. And unfortunately, this is where, and we talk about mental health, these are the things that people don't realize. These are the things that you hold on to that you don't actually realize in the future. This is what
yeah,
blokes don't realize. You can talk about this now. My limiting beliefs were that I'm not smart enough, that I'll never achieve it, that I won't ever do it. I'm dyslexic, and I've
mhm.
said now, fuck all stops me doing it. I don't give a flying fuck, Jay. Like, I'm
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
balls to the wall, and I will go after everything. If I can't get it, I'll find it. But I've talked about in all these podcasts, I've had great mentors. I've had people that believed in me. I've had people that have been by my side. When I couldn't even see it, they could see it, and they've gone, you're going to be better than this. You're going to do this, and you're going to achieve it. And that's what I think is missing from a lot of society, especially with lads. Blokes, the
yeah,
same. If you've hit a
100%.
home goal, smashing it through the wall, well done, well done.
Yeah,
And that is, I say this to my kids. I hope you're proud of yourselves, because I said I'm always proud of you in everything that you do, in your achievements and everything. And I always say to them every day, try your best. That's all I ask. As long as you're trying your hardest and you're doing your best every day, it doesn't matter if you don't get it right. But as long as you can physically say, mentally say, you've given it your best. Nobody
yeah,
can ever have you for it. And I'm proud of you for giving it your best every day. And if you don't get it, we'll have a conversation. Then we can get into it. And then we can find you the help. We can find you the support to get you what you need. And I think, and you could look at the past and go, if you'd had all that, would things be different? You don't know, because you don't. But it's something that you've realised now that you want and that you need for you. And your maybe don't need it as much now as you probably thought you did need it after doing all this work on yourself.
mhm,
But you'll probably look at relationships differently and go, you want somebody now to probably be in line with who you are.
100%.
Your next goals and going, I believe in you. Well done for them little things. I mean, and this is not me patronising. This is me. Well done, Jay, for coming on and speaking about this, because there's a
No,
lot
I
of
appreciate
blokes
that.
and what you're doing in your story and where you want to go and how you're going to do it. You are going to achieve it. I know that. I can
Mhm,
see that from here. And there'll be a lot of blokes going out there, oh, what the fuck, kiss ass. No, I'm genuinely being fucking genuine, because this is the thing. Like, a little bit of praise goes a long way. You're going to go away, and 5 years' time, I might see you on the telly doing something with who knows, to yes or whatever it is, it might take you down that road. You could be anywhere. It could
Definitely.
be, there could be loads of lads that have gone, shit, after this, I really need to find Jay. I really need to speak to him because he can help me in sobriety. He can help me get to that point and not look at it as a taboo subject because, you've spoke a lot there, but I don't really know a lot of it because it's not something that I've lived and gone through. But do you feel that it's a massive taboo subject? Do you feel like there's always that horrible
Yeah,
part where somebody's
100%.
tarring with the same brush?
100%. And I'm glad you kind of brought that up as well. So whenever someone says they're sober, right? Let's look at it from a couple of examples here.
Yeah.
So on TV, right? We have the Heineken advert. If Heineken done Champions League nights, it would look like this, correct?
Yeah, if Carlsberg,
Sorry,
Carlsberg.
Carlsberg. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. I know where you're going
Now,
with it, but yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and then at the end they've got drink responsibly, right? Then you've
Yeah.
got then you've got the gambling ones telling you
Yeah.
that you're getting an ACCA, you're getting this, that, and the next thing, but gamble responsibly. All right.
Yeah.
Now, why is it the people that think this is false, right? It's totally false. Now, these kind of things where it's balance and moderation. It's good, nice to have a glass of wine. A glass of wine a day keeps the doctor away, etc. So on and so forth.
Yeah.
Do you know there's no scientific proof to this, right? Guess who the was that came up with the idea of this?
The marketing in these big firms.
The alcohol companies, the
Yep.
gambling companies, right? Now,
Yeah.
who have come out, the World Health Organization have come out and said the safest amount of alcohol that you can drink is zero.
Zero. Yeah.
Zero, right? Now, when people come and ask, or when people find out that you're sober, there's always a question behind it. Why are you sober? Did you have an issue? Did you do this? Did you do that? Did you do X, Y, and Z? However, when you tell someone you've stopped smoking, it's, oh, well done. Horrible habit.
Yeah.
Horrible habit that. Horrible. Right? Now, the reason being, Stephen, is you've got a dead person on a 20-pack of Lambert and Butler staring at you in your face, right? Right? So
Yeah.
we've got that, but yet we've
Yeah.
got, if Carlsberg did Champions League nights.
Yeah. It would look
So-
like this.
so-
This is how it would be. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if let's just say per se, we were to show if Carlsberg did depressing nights, if Carlsberg did suicidal thoughts, it would look like this. I can almost guarantee you that the number or the perception and the opinion of people that are sober would change. It's just
Mhm.
purely because they think there is a problem. They think there is a reason behind it. It's silly. If you tell someone that you don't drink water, they'll go, "Oh, me too. It's horrible stuff. I don't really drink a lot of it." "Oh, yeah, me too." But they'll ask you, "Why are you
Yeah.
not drinking poison? Why are you not drinking poison?" Now, I understand there is balance, right? And there's balance in everybody's life. However, if you're wanting to achieve a certain goal in your life, and let's say it's a 6-month period, let's just say it's from a fitness perspective, or you want to get your life, or you want life up to a certain level
Yeah.
and things,
Yeah.
there's no need to have alcohol in your body. There's no need to have any sort of substance. If anything, it's going to hinder you. Now, if you look at every kind of specific top athlete, whatever it may be, whatever goal you're trying to achieve, the people that are serious about it will reduce, or if not eliminate, any sort of alcohol, any sort of substances, anything that can alter their mind frame. Now, with that being said, when you achieve that goal, what's to say that you don't go out and celebrate with a wine or whatever it may be? I know plenty of coaches. I know plenty of people, specifically they do high rocks, for example. They'll
Yeah.
train for 3 months, they'll do the high rocks, and then they'll go out for a pint after it. However, they know themselves that for them 3 months, alcohol is just a no-no. Now, I've taken it to a different level in terms of, yes, I did have an issue with it. Yes, I did want to party over and over again. Did I
Yeah.
hit rock bottom? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know whether I did hit rock bottom or not. Now,
Yeah.
people would say I probably did with the episodes and the psychotic episodes that I had. However, what is rock bottom? Rock bottom is different for rock bottom is different for everybody.
Your rock bottom in your world is different to everybody. It could be losing somebody. It could be not having something you used to have. It could be you thinking that, well, I can't have a drink no more because of this. Rock bottom can be a disease. It could be, somebody hits rock bottom and yeah, okay, they're at the very point of that triangle, should we say.
Mhm,
Okay, so
mhm,
they've hit the very bottom. Now, what the biggest problem is when that's turned round and on the way back up, because it's a
mhm,
slippery slope. Now,
mhm,
you've got one or two ways. You can either hit the peak and you get there and you get yourself to that point where you are now, and it's like, right, the next peak. You don't fall down
mhm.
again because you go
Yep.
to the next peak. But what do people don't see is when they're here and they go, well, you've hit rock bottom. Well, I might not have, but that's interpretation of everybody. But it's the way
Mhm,
back up. And this is where you
mhm.
go, this is your choice. And this is where people say, well, I've got a choice or not. There's always a choice. There's always a
Yeah.
choice. And it's
Always, always.
and it comes back down to mental resilience yet again. It's always that mental resilience. It's always
Mhm.
that mindset. And people are going to go, oh, banging on about mindset. It is. I don't care
100%.
what you say. Anything in this lifetime is mindset. If you want to change how you earn money, if you want to go and buy that item of clothing but you can't afford it, you'll make ways to make it happen. You will save money. You'll do it. It's that conscious choice. If you want to start going to a coffee shop every weekend and meeting your friend for a coffee, you will go and do that. It's a
Yeah.
conscious thing. And, it doesn't matter whether people believe rock bottom or not. I'm sort of like, you've lost your way. That's the way I see it. And, I've said before, I don't live my life on regrets. I look at my life and how it's been is going, it's been a beautiful thing. It's been a blessing. It's been that space in time where I've been able to adjust, learn, take something and go with it and say, right, this is how I want to be perceived, or this is what I'm going to do next because that's what I believe. And it's
Mhm.
funny, you'll find this through your sobriety that your friendship groups have changed because
Big time.
you're in a total different area, but you'll probably have looked at that at the start and gone, okay, well, they're not going to support me because they've gone, oh, well, he's not fun anymore because he's not doing this, that, and the other. But you'll look and go, the friends that went, I wish he'd give it in. I wish he'd stop. And they'll probably be the ones that have actually gone, proud of you. Well done. What's the next step? How do we get there? And you look at it and go, did I really have them friends or not? And if they're not in your life anymore, does it realistically
Definitely.
matter? Nah.
No, and it's their limited beliefs as well, Stephen. Like
Yeah.
from a circle, friendship circle, like I lost pretty much all of my friends. I think that's why people have this idea that sobriety is boring. Now, sobriety is boring if you don't use it correctly. It
Yeah.
100%, 100% is. Like, imagine if I can't imagine because I didn't do it right. But when I'm looking at other people and I think, why did you relapse or relapse? Even I hate that word as well. But why did you go back to the drink? Why is it that you've felt how good you've felt for 8 weeks, yet you decided to go for a drink? And it's usually because they've been sitting in on a Friday night, bored out their head, and they're
Uh-huh.
not using it correctly. People think sobriety is the goal. It's not. It's not at all. It's the gateway to them. Now,
Yeah.
and that's what I want to showcase for people, because if you use sobriety correctly, it quite literally turns into a superpower. There is not one person on this earth that's woke up and thought, I am so annoyed that I am sober today.
Absolutely not. It's one of the clearest things because it's like if I'm going to go up and say, I don't know, right, going to go hiking the next morning. Well, I don't want to skin for the night before because I want to be fresh.
100%.
I want to hit that hard. My muscles in my body go, you need to hit it hard. Do I want to bang on head all day? No, I don't. I want to go hit that next level. And do you know what it is? There's one thing that I love to do. And I don't care if I go do it on my own, right? Go to
Uh-huh.
a comedy club, right? Go to a comedy club
Okay.
because, right, there's nothing better, right, than everybody being in a room, right? Yeah, don't get me wrong, there's people drinking and whatever, but you can have a
Yeah,
course.
yeah, yeah.
You don't have to, you can have a cup of coffee.
Of course.
It doesn't matter. I could sit there, listen to a comedian and absolutely west myself because
Mhm.
it's funny, but I listen to everybody else and I like to people watch and go, oh, what are they like? How are they laughing? I kid
Definitely.
you not, right? True story. Last time I was there, right, I was sat next to this young lad and he was with his mum and dad and somebody else. He was probably about 21 and he was there with his brother and other bits. He was buckled. And his laughter, I was even worse. Like the joke was funny on stage. I heard him laughing, which set me off. Then I set him back off. And honestly, through the whole thing, we were just laughing at each other. And at the end, we were like, that was funny as. It was like, I know, he's like, half the jokes I didn't even hear anymore because I was listening to you laughing. And that's one of them. I'd had a couple of beers, but I could quite happily not have them and just drive, go, see
Uh-huh.
that comedy gig on a Friday night at 7 o'clock till 10, done and out because it's funny. It's light-hearted, and get up the next morning and go have me Saturday, go swim, go do all these amazing things. And
Yeah.
I'm not sober by any means, but yeah,
Mm.
I've cut my drinking back these last few weeks because I'm doing my own thing in the gym and I want to get to a
Mhm.
peak physical fitness by May. That's in my mind. I want to change and build and do a lot of things. So I've changed my eating habits. I've changed my drinking habits. I've changed a lot of things. And it's not because I've got a problem. It's because I've gone, okay, I want to be the best version of me. So how am I going
Yep.
to do that? And it's that thing again. It's that mindset and tweaking in and just going. And, this is what I want to say to blokes out there. What's that win that you want? And why's the why that you keep stopping yourself? Because that's the biggest thing. What's the thing that keeps stopping you from getting there? And I suppose this leads to my next part of a question for you. What's the first real step somebody should take if they think they've got an issue with drinking and drugs or whatever it may be? It could be, they might have a sex addiction. I don't know. There's many
It does.
addictions you can
Yeah.
have out there, but what was that thing? And I don't like to use the word addiction, but what's that been for you?
Yes. 100%. So for me, don't care about what other people think. Now, the one thing, it's funny because I've been thinking about this since we had the conversation earlier on in the week, and I think for me is asking the wrong people for advice. Now,
Yeah.
I'm gonna elaborate on that a little bit. Now, if you're in your friendship circle, is that circle that you're having issues with or you're drinking with? Is it wise to ask them advice on whether you should stop drinking or not? Probably not, because like we said earlier, they probably don't want you to go. They probably don't. They'll say, don't worry about it. It's just you're feeling a bit down, or it's a come down, or it's a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
hangover, or it's this, and this. Now, what I would say is if you're worried about having that stigma and that tag or card with that word addiction, ask anybody in this planet that's got a mobile phone to leave their mobile phone in the house, go out for the full day, and come back and tell me how they feel. I'm almost certain 90% of the population, or 90% of the people you ask, will feel anxious, will feel, what I wonder who's messaged me, I wonder who's this, that, the next thing. Or they'll come up with an excuse going, oh, I can't. What happens if my mum calls me? The full day, has your mum called you? No. How many times have you been on your phone? There you go.
Yeah.
And then also, don't do it by yourself. Now, the reason I'm saying this is everybody feels that they can do everything on their own, especially men. Especially men. Now, they feel that they can work out themselves, they can do this, they can do that, they can do X, Y, and Z. But why? Why do it yourself? Why do it yourself when there's people out there that are willing and actively wanting to get you to a better position? Bear in mind, we're not saying that you've been to rock bottom. All you're wanting is a better life for yourself. You're wanting to level up in a world that is leveling up minute by minute with AI.
Yeah, constantly. It's ever evolving. It never stops.
So why is it we stop? And then the thing is, I think for me is once there's no growth, that's where the issues come. Certainly for me anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm sitting there, because I always knew when I was drinking that I didn't want this to be my life, right? I always had that feeling that this can't be it for me. Like this might sound cocky, but I always felt that I was destined for something bigger than what I was doing. Now,
Yeah.
I just didn't know how to get to that stage, but now I do. And honestly, and that it's through sobriety. And the reason I say this is sobriety again isn't the goal; it's the gateway to them. Now, there's three pillars that I base everything on from a sobriety side of things. So it's sobriety and lifestyle. I center my life around sobriety, and everything else filters off that. Right?
Yeah.
Now you also have to have the mindset and identity side of things. Now, again, reason being is you've got 10, 15, 20, 30, 20 years of being that party animal or being that guy that is used to going out, calling in the bags, doing whatever it may be, going to the footy, genuinely having a good time, right? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's not, if you've not drank every single day or every time you've drank you've had a shit time. That doesn't happen. But that person that you were is not going to be the person that you are when you're sober. Now, the beauty of this is, Stephen, is the person that you are when you're sober is your true self, right? That is your true self.
Hmm.
Now, that is scary. super scary for people that don't know how to deal with their true self. Hence the reason why we decide to go for alcohol, go for whatever gives us that kind of, let's take us away from what we think. Now, this is the beauty of it, the absolute beauty of it. Once you can build your unshakable confidence with that, your identity comes with it. Now, I am a firm believer that every single person on this planet has a gift to offer. Now, I think we have to be very naive to think that we are just lucky to be here, 1 in a trillion, whatever it may be, right?
Yeah.
Bullshit, right? And it doesn't matter if you believe in a higher power or whatever it may be. You can't
Yeah.
have that thought process just being a stocking filler. Like, that's bullshit. You shouldn't. Nobody should ever.
We're all unique in our own individual ways, and we've got strengths, we've got qualities that somebody else doesn't have. It's like your DNA structure. We're all different. There is nobody the same. I've got twins. There's a chromosome that's different. There is. Factual. And it's one little chromosome. We are never all 100% the same. We will all think differently in the same certain time. We will all look at something differently. We will all take something on board differently. The whole kit caboodle. We are individual. We are special to do things that we're aligned with. And I think sometimes people miss what they've actually come here for, and they miss what it actually means. And I think that's one of the biggest things in life, that people don't understand what the meaning of life is. Now, somebody's going to go at me, well, what the fuck's the meaning of life? Meaning of life is what you make it. It's what you want it to be. It's how you're perceived and what you believe that is right for you, and also your family at that point. That's what life is. For me, life is, I can't buy time. I want to be present. So for me, I care about spending time with the people that I have. Yes, we all have to make money. We all have to do that. But I make my money so that I have the time to then spend with everybody that I want to surround myself with and have a good time. Go to the comedy club, go for that beach walk, go to the ice cream shop, go to the coffee shop, do those things, go to the river. Do you know what I mean? And have that amazing existence, go travel. I mean, yourself, go and rescue an elephant. How amazing is that? Like, and this is the thing, like, that's one of them pinch yourself moments, and somebody could look back at that and go, do you know what? I wish I could go do that. You bloody well can. You absolutely can. There is fuck all stopping you from getting what you want in life. And this is the thing, when as coaches, we talk about this, and I bang on about this all the time and say, you know, in coaching programs, I'll be like, no, you can do it. I believe. Like, you've got to believe in yourself. We work through all the pain. We work through all the trauma. We get to that point and they look at it and go, okay, now you believe. Now you can get through it. Now you can actually purpose yourself. And it's like an epiphany moment where you just go, Jesus Christ, well, actually, I can do that. That is capable. It is reachable.
How good is that feeling? How good is that feeling when it clicks? When it clicks, you're just like, bloody hell. It's very humbling. Do you not think? When you think,
yeah, but it's great.
I wish someone, it is.
It's great to see when you see it on somebody's face and they actually all of a sudden just go,
boom. It's
and
unbelievable, isn't it?
It's like they've just gone through light speed and they've just gone, shit. How have I been missing it all this time? Because that's how we're wired. We're wired to do things differently. And it's sort of unwiring it slightly. It's not that you're being a dickhead. It's not that you're going to be cocky. It's not that you're going to be arrogant or whatever else. It's that you're going to look at it totally different. And you're going to see things and go, actually, when I stop worrying about all that shit, the shit that's in front of me actually makes total fucking sense. And I'm a pleasure to be around. I want to be surrounded by people. I surround myself with the greatest of people that I can find, mentors, everything that I've had. And it's, you talk about Coach Cal, you're going back over there. You know, you're going to go finish off the podcast that you did with him. You're going to go do other things. You know, you've got plans this year for you. I've got plans, you know, this podcast getting back online. We're doing that now. It's kind of like, there's another thing that's coming. I don't want to say it yet because we're doing a lot of stuff in the behind, but when it comes, it's going to be fantastic and it's going to help so many men out there. So I'm super excited for it. But yet, there's a little teaser, but, you know, I've got to keep things secret till we get where we need to be. And
100%.
They're the things that are just like, you've just got to believe. And I know that sounds cliche, but you've got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe that you want something more. You've got to believe that that person is behind you. And sometimes in life, we find out that people aren't truly with us and it fucking hurts. And, you know, it's not nice. And you might think, I can't break it off. And you just got to go. Sometimes we need to just let it be and just let things go. Don't live in the past because you can't change it. live in the present and look to the future. Don't plan too far, but look to the future slightly. Have small goals that are achievable for yourself. Once you've got small goals that are achievable for yourself, you'll feel the weight start to lift off your shoulders completely. And if you can't, that's where I know how you said put your phone away, but you've got to look for a coach. You've got to look for somebody that's going to get that mindset for you. You know,
Yeah.
it might take you a few people, it might not be right for you. It might not. That's why, you know, clarity calls and different things to make sure that you're a fit for that person, because not every therapist and not every coach is the same. It's
Of course.
unfortunately that's the way life goes. But there's a couple of things that I really wanted to sort of look. What's the one thing you'll never go back to out of all the sobriety and different things? But what's the one thing that you will never ever say, like? And I'm not saying you're going to go back to drink and drugs or anything like that, but in your life, what's the one thing that you're going to go, I'd never go back to that because I'm done with that sort of thing now?
Being a people pleaser.
Okay.
Yeah, and the reason being is I think I was doing this firstly, so I was doing solely, of course, for myself.
Yeah.
But then it got to a stage where I was like, do you know what? Fuck you. I'm going to prove all of you wrong, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But the thing is, who is all these people that I'd made up in my head?
Yeah. Yeah.
I almost forgot the reason why I was doing this. And the reason for me is because I wanted a better life for myself. It's as simple as that. And people say you look at it from a self-centered point of view. No, I'm self-assured. I'm self-assured. And where I want
Yeah.
to be, every decision that I make, every step I take has a purpose and it is intentional. And that's what sobriety is for me personally. And that's what I can do. That's what I do to coach people to just be confident. Like,
Yeah.
never be that. I'm never going to be that person that's worrying about if people like me or not, because I've done that throughout my full life, and I've kind of came to the conclusion that I'm like Marmite. Either you love me or you hate me. And
I love that
I've lived
saying. I fucking love it.
I've lived in a world where I've been told constantly to calm down, slow down, stop fidgeting, stop doing this. I've had to fit into everybody else's world. Not anymore. Not any.
Yeah.
I've found my world. I've found my passion. I've found something that is bigger than me to work towards. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think I'll. I don't think I'll. Because people ask me, Stephen, all the time, do you think you'll ever go back to it? What? Go back to what? Like, go back to what? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
what is it? What is it I'm meant to go back to? Like, there's nothing.
Is it a misconception, you think, that when you've gone through sobriety, that they think that you're okay, that you can do drinking again? From what you're saying, I feel like that's a massive misconception, that they feel
I
like,
think
well,
so.
you've done all the work on that, and it's like, well, hang on, you had an issue that was massive, in fairness, and you've gone. And you go, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't need to. And I don't think they quite understand that it's a conscious choice now, that you just go, I'm not bothered. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
I've got other things that I enjoy, that I want to do. And that's just something for me that I don't go, because somebody go, oh, you don't drink? Oh, that's a bit shit. And it'd be like, yeah, but I'm still the fucking fun guy. I'm still the guy that you can be around and have a laugh and take the piss and be like, fucking like this, man. You just got to be in the room with me to see what I'm like. And this is...
Yeah. That's it. I think certain people that I've came across are scared of. I don't want to say me, Stephen, but I think they're scared of the sober tag. So they're worried about. You see people when you're out, like watching you and they're taking a drink and stuff, and I'm thinking, what do you think I'm going to do? Take that pint off you? Like,
be like over there, just quickly grip it and go, that's mine now, and go all vengeant and crazy.
Yeah, like, and the thing is with that is,
Fucking
it's funny
hell.
because I've built a life now where I simply don't. I built a life that doesn't have to involve any of that sort of stuff. Like you said, mate, I can do whatever I want. I can go to. I've been to concerts sober. I've done it every part, and now I've done that as a test for myself first and foremost.
100%. Yeah.
And I passed. That's the thing. So I'm giving myself. I'm affirming that I am strong enough. I am confident enough that does not matter any situation that I am in. I will never ever use that as a coping mechanism. If anything, my coping mechanisms are getting up to the mountains, or going to the gym, or banging out 50 press ups, or eating some really nice food, or whatever that may be.
Yeah.
Like it's a shame for me to think that. Like I always thought that was the case. Like, and I'll give you an
Yeah.
example, and it breaks my heart. Like, the first thing I done when my mum died was get a bag of gear instead of booking flights home.
Yeah.
Like, how that sort of stuff. And I can guarantee you there are men out there, even women out there, that have done the
Yeah.
exact same thing. I can categorically tell you that's wrong. Like, I will never forgive myself for that. All I can do is become a better person for her, because I firmly believe that what everything that I'm doing, there is a purpose, because it kind of started to, when she passed away, things started to happen where I knew that this is coming to an end, whether it was me coming to an
Yeah.
end or my
Yeah.
lifestyle coming to an end. I mean, as much as it was a horrible situation, I've reframed it to a way where I've thought, how proud is she going to be, like, seeing me like this, like, unbelievable.
Yeah.
And even my grandpa, all these sort of people that I wish I'd done it before. Now, my mum said an absolute brilliant thing to me, because I spoke to my mum about it, and she's like, there's a new baby in the family, and she's like, do you know the new baby in the family who's coming up to a year? She's like, he'll never know who Jay was. He'll only know who Jay is now. And I thought,
Yeah.
bloody hell, like that. I don't know. It just made me feel like I'm going to. Again, it's bigger for me. I'm going to do it for them. Like,
Yeah.
so I never want to be that person.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, they say your past precedes you. It doesn't, like, your past is your past. You
Yeah.
can't change it. But do you need to go over it and look at everything? No. Do you shite? Because it doesn't matter, because you've evolved. You've changed as a person. You've changed. You've made
Sure.
that massive dynamic and gone, I want to be that better version of me, and I can be that better version of me. This is who you're going to know now. And that's the thing. It's that light bulb. There you go.
Yeah.
Done. You're there. And you're already into it, and you're already onto it. And, I call this a drug. Like, for me, if you look at, I love a sunset. Like, I love looking at it, right? That is a drug, because you can chase the sun. You can chase the sun all around the world. It looks different every day. It gives a different perspective every day, because if you look outside, it'll give you a different, like, the way the trees are, everything, wherever you're looking.
100%.
I love nothing more if I'm away, especially if I'm away on holiday, I'm in a resort, wherever it is, get up first thing in the morning. The one thing I do, straight outside on a balcony, or straight out, if it's really early and the sun's not up yet, I'm like, I'm out. I'm going to go watch the sunrise. And the sun rises, and it's like, it's magic. It is. And when it sets on a nighttime, I've been for tea and I'm going to watch the sunset, and somebody's like, but why are you watching it? Because it's different every day. It's not the same. And it's something to behold. It's something to love. It's something to be, and people will go, well, that's a bit shit. Like, but it's not. It's like
It
a drug,
works.
because it just brings you that sense of, wow, I've seen some beautiful things in my time. And there's one thing that I'll look back in my life and just go, I'm pleased I did all that. I'm pleased I watched that sunset. I'm pleased I've seen that sunrise. I'm pleased I've done all these different things. And it's, and we talk about sobriety and these things, but people don't see the other side, that you can do, and you can be addicted to something else. And the addiction is great, because you can be addicted to that sunset, that walk, that lifestyle that you want to create for yourself. And that's what you're doing. And it's not something that you need to label as an addiction, but people probably look at it in the wrong way, if that makes sense, because they say, well, you must be something if you're going to be sobriety. Well, no, I've got another addiction. And they go, well, what's that? So sex and rises. And somebody look at you and go, hey, what are you on about?
Brilliant. Brilliant.
But you can call an addiction, whichever way it is. And it doesn't really matter. It's how you look at it and how you reframe it. For me, all right, somebody might go to me, well, you're absolutely talking wacko here. But like, no, I love going to the gym. I love having that sense of like, I feel amazing. I feel pumped. I feel class. Like, that's that addiction. That's where you've been. Your endorphins are off in your brain. Them endorphins are going to release when you've watched that sunset, because it makes you happy. It's giving you something else. That's a toxin in your body that you need to be with. Do you know what I mean? And it's kind of like, sometimes people look at things in the wrong light and they don't see it in the correct way. And that's all that sometimes you've got to do in life, is just look at it from a different set of eyes. And there we go. Addiction looks different to everybody else, but I'm addicted to that. Hi, my name's Stephen. I'm addicted to sunrises and sunsets. How are you doing?
Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that in a meeting? How good that would be! Like, that would be brilliant, the way to look at it that way.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's how we get to take away the negative connotations of what people perceive addictions for. So that's why the program that I've built is got no labels. It's got no shame. It's got no like. 12-step process, rehab clinic, recovery, whatever it may be. It's not, as I said, it's 3 pillars: the sobriety lifestyle, mindset, identity, fitness, nutrition. And I can guarantee you, after 12 months, you'll be the person you want to be, if not more. And the beauty of us as human beings is we always, always, always underestimate ourselves and how well we
100%.
can do. Regardless of what it is, regardless of who you are, it could be Elon Musk, Donald Trump, whoever it may be, we always underestimate ourselves, and then we go, fucking shit, look what I've done. Like,
Yeah.
it's what a feeling that is. Like,
It's never
that's
too
an
late.
addiction for me.
It's never too late to start.
Never.
It doesn't matter what age you are. I don't care. You could
No.
be 70. You could be 70 and want to change because you're here as long as you want to be. When you give up here, that's where it stops. People are going to go, yeah, you get diseases and illnesses. Okay. But you can push through as best as you can. I understand that and I get that. But we can always take that mental choice. When you put that mental strength behind something, it will carry you and take you forward 100%. There's no ifs, no
100%.
buts, no maybes. I'm massively, massively into that. And it's, there's nothing, we don't have problems, we have solutions in life. That's one of the big strap lines I have with me and the kids. And it is, and I've used that in teams that I've had, I've used that all over the place. And it is, we don't have problems, we have solutions. We might not have it right there and then, but you will get that solution. You can
100%.
get that problem sorted. And it's not, it's doable. And what you're doing with that, the 12-month program, unbelievable. If somebody needs that, they can get hold of you, they can find you, and this is what it's all about. And this is what we need. And this is what, that's not my expertise. And I would handle that off to you because you know way more about that in your journey than I ever will. My journey is suicide. Mine is the hardness that I've had through the education system, the limiting belief, the unsure mindset of somebody not going, well, how do I go to that next step? That's what I can help with. The business management side of it. I've been in business for a long time. I know how things run. I know what the pressures are in that big pressure cooker. I know what it's like at the top end when you've got all the MDs and everybody else at your neck. I know what that's like. And I know I can help you get your life back to a certain point because there's a lot of people that go through burnout, been through there, and it's horrendous. And people don't realize it till they've gone through it, and it's how do they rebuild their life after it. That's the difficult part. But it's all doable. It's all achievable. All achievable.
It's all achievable, and I think it's just asking it's the right questions to ask. Now, this isn't something I made up. I heard this from someone else, and it makes so much sense. Like, people always ask you what your goals are, but they never ask you what your dreams are.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
like that.
two totally two totally different things. Like, and it makes you think bigger than just a goal. Like, it always makes you think bigger. And the beauty of it is everybody's got an imagination, and your imagination is the only way you can see into your future. The only way you can see into your future. The beauty of
100%.
it is everybody's imagination is completely different. So you're unique, regardless of what you think. You are unique. Your brain is unique to you. Use it correctly. Use it correctly. Don't let it fight you. Don't fight against it. Work with it. Train it to see what you want to see. Like, and it's funny, people always say about negativity, that. Well, if you're looking for negativity, you're going to find negativity. But guess what? If you look for positivity, you're going to find positivity. It's everywhere in this planet. Like, no matter where you look, there's happiness everywhere. Of course, there's doom and gloom and part. Yeah, but to me, roundabout, when I look and I'm out a walk, I look and see, wow, look, that view is stunning. How happy does that make me feel? Or like seeing people play, the kids play, or like people showing affection to one another. All you have to do is just be present and be aware, and it will instantly make your mood 10 times better if you just go out a walk and you just look for happiness, because you feed off happiness just like you feed off negativity.
You
It's
do.
simple as
You
that.
do. It is. It's amazing. Walk down the street, right, and smile. And just smile and see how many people start smiling around you, and you walk because you
Yes.
give off that beautiful natured vibe. And it's amazing. Just smile and you'll see the difference. People automatically, you'll see the grumpy bastards and going, what's he fucking
I
smiling
know.
about? What's he got to smile about? And it's like, fuck off. Like, you can't bring me down. I'm fucking up there today. You're never going to get me down. And like, that's it. You're not. And I think that's one of the beauties that a lot of people don't see. It's like, if you're surrounded by negativity, you're always going to have it. If you surround yourself with positive people, and yeah, don't get me wrong, we all have a negative point at sometimes. Somebody just goes, oh, for fuck's sake, not again. And you just go, yeah, it is what it is. Okay, how do we go forward? What's it taught us last time? What's it like this time? How do we make it better? How do we make it different? They're the big things. And it's growth. It's that constant growth wheel. And people go, well, what do you mean? You have to learn. And every time you learn, and it's growth. And that's what it is. It's a constant piece all the time. And this is what people don't realize. And this is what, like, you know, blokes don't realize, that we're always learning and adapting, but it's how you use that and how you grow forward. What did something teach you this week that happened last week? Do you want to have that same, you know, conversation? You know, do you want to go down that same old rabbit hole? Do you You don't want to do it. It's not fucking worth it. It's not. It really, really isn't. It really isn't.
It's not.
Jay, I've got some would you rathers for you.
All right.
Because I do, as a lot of people know that have tuned into this already in different things over from when, well, we will be still on Spotify, but obviously from Spotify, that I do would you rathers at the end. All right. So I've got a few this week, and you might laugh at, well, we'll see. Would you rather have your life narrated by a dramatic movie trailer voice, or a brutally honest mate who says everything out loud?
Probably a brutally honest mate who says everything out loud. And the reason being is I would see that as hilarious, because like some of the extreme stuff I get up to now, it'd be like, what is this guy doing climbing up this wall? Like, what is he doing this? Like, all this sort of stuff. Like, I would love, he's a fucking idiot. He's a madman. He's this, that, the next thing. I would think, do you know what? Yeah, that's that one. Definitely.
Do you know what? I think I'd go with, like, narrated dramatic movie trailer voice. Like, you know, like when you've got something like, I don't know, like Transformers and that, it'd just be sound mental today, Stephen. If you can imagine, like, going through that, it'd be fucking nuts. I'd love that. I'd like to see it. I'd love somebody to do it. If anybody ever wants to narrate me that's got a good piece like that, I'd love to see it. Next one. Would you rather have a phone that dies at 5% but never early, or a phone that lies and says 20% when it's about to die?
Probably the first one.
Yeah, have a phone that dies at 5% but never early. Yeah, I'd go with that, because I need my phone all the time. I know we said about put your phone down, but business-wise, it never stops. Yeah,
how hard is it? It's just hard. That's an addiction that is so difficult to get away from. Like, I sometimes wish I was like 70 or 80, where I didn't know how to use modern day technology, because at least you get a bit of peace and quiet.
Do you know what? Do you know what it is? Like business time, like the sort of 8:30 till 5 every day.
Yeah,
it's with me. I go to the gym. It plays me music in the gym at like 6 o'clock, and that's me. When I get back, I generally put it to one side and go, okay, what we watching? Phone's down. If we're going to watch something, or we're going to play a game, or we're going to do something, that's it. It's out the fucking window. Like, and I don't bother. And I put it to one side. That's one of the big things that I've said that I do now forever. And it's kind of like, do you know what? I love it. I might get friends and things message. Yeah, I'll reply to a message that a friend sends and things like that. But I don't spend all night on it. It's not for me. Just you get your eyes like absolutely fucked over with it all the time.
Yeah.
Would you rather always hit every red light, or always get stuck behind the slowest walker on the pavement? Do you want me to repeat it?
No, I think the red light, to be fair, because for me, I'm a walker, and there is absolutely nothing worse than someone that is so slow in front of you. And the other thing I hate as well is you've got two slow people walking at the exact same pace. So there's no way of getting around them. So you have to take that pace.
Yeah, I think for me, like, I would rather hit every red light, because, like you say, if I'm somewhere built up and I want to get past, generally, if you're walking, you want to be on a decent pace, and I can never get where I want to be quick otherwise. And it's just like, come on, man, just, like, don't get me wrong, I just get me there, but sound. But they're all the would you rathers I've got for you this week. So there you go. But no, absolute pleasure having you, Jay. Thank you very much for sharing your story. To everybody else listening out there, we'll put contact details of Jay on there. If you're unsure and you want to know more about him, or you want to work with him, obviously get in contact with Single Dads Club, or you can contact me at Oral Life Coaching. What's your handle on Instagram, Jay?
15-3 forever. What I would say for anybody is, if you are thinking about doing it, just do it. Just do it. Like, do not care about what will happen in 3 months' time. All you care about is just doing it. That's it. That's what our job is myself and your job and Cal's job, whatever it may be. That's our problem, to get to know, understand where you want to be, but just do it. Don't sit there and worry about what other people think, because I couldn't give a flying fuck who you are or where you came from, even what gender you are, because it doesn't matter. And like alcoholism, addiction, whatever, if we're still labeling it, it doesn't discriminate. So I don't discriminate. And the good thing is the program itself, and from yourself, from a mindset perspective, it works on everybody. You don't have to be a specific person or a specific way you look. It works on everybody. So please, for anybody listening to this, together is better. Together is better. Don't do it on your own. It is almost impossible to do it on your own. You wouldn't go and look after your car or change a clutch in your car yourself, would you? So why try and fix your brain yourself? It's as simple as that, or fix your physique.
This is true, mate. And you know, mental health doesn't discriminate, and it doesn't, and all these issues and all these things. And I say that I'll help anybody. We'll all will as coaches. You will, you know, I'll will. You know, there's other coaches out there that will help anybody. If we can be there to be that pillar, we're going to be there and hold you up and get you where you need to be. Doesn't matter what you are, what age you are. Doesn't matter. It's just as long as we can get you there, we'll get you there. 100%.
Yeah. And listen, Stephen, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. What you're doing is incredible as well. This podcast is exactly what people need as well. So yeah, I'm honoured, genuinely honoured for you to even invite me on, and I just hope we can spread a message. That's all. Yeah,
well, obviously I'll have you back, because there'll be more stories. I'd like to know how Thailand goes and things for you, and I'll no doubt other people will as well. But you know, thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing your story, because it takes some balls sometimes for people to come on and share this stuff, because there's a lot of people that are not comfortable, but there's no judgment. I couldn't, we don't have comments on, and I won't have comments on, because I'm not fucking having it. Because somebody comes up with a brave story, fuck off. That's it. But there's nothing else to go with it. And I want everybody to be happy. I know that can't be, it's not all fucking sunshine and rainbows. I understand that. And, that's life. But, we've got to have if there's an outlet, yes, let's hear it. If you want to be on, let me know. Reach out. There's plenty of socials of where you can get a hold of us. I'd love to hear your story. I'd love to get you on. I'd love to go into it more in depth. It's like guests I've had on, and I say, there's probably more story to come from it. If somebody says, I'd love to know more about it, tell me what you want to know and we'll go into it. Do you know what I mean? And, there'll be other stories as well, Jay, along the line, that we'll get back in touch and we'll go from there. Sure. But I appreciate, the support, and thank you very much for being on. It's been an absolute pleasure.
No, thank you.
No. Right, listen, guys. Obviously, like and subscribe to the channel. Obviously, that just helps us get everywhere. As, Jay says, try and get this cause out a bit further. And hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll catch you on the next one, and stay out yourselves. All right, take care.